You have to unmute and you have to put your camera on because it's not fair to be on my show and not show yourself. But I do see you in the room. Oh,
Okay.
there you are. Wait, you're gone. There you are.
Okay.
There you
I'm
are.
not used to from this end. I'm not used to doing it from this end. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you're always the
Okay.
host. So this is exciting. I have someone on my show. I had Jessica. She was on my show, but usually
Okay.
I just talk to myself for like 30 minutes, and I really
Okay.
think it's entertaining. And I'm surprised that I can do it so easily. I didn't That was a skill set I didn't know I had. But
Well, I
I
was
was
an only child too, so I talked to myself a lot too. So
well, there were four of us. I was the oldest though.
okay.
But anyway,
Okay.
I know how to entertain myself, so I was an only child, right? Until the rest of them came along.
Right. Sure. You're the
So,
oldest.
yep. So, Val, I am always so enamored to speak to people. I think a lot of people like to talk about the PCT, but not a lot of people have actually hiked the PCT. And I know that you have
Hmm.
hiked the PCT. So I would love to have some wisdom, especially things, and I know you mentioned the health thing, and I hope you don't mind talking about that, but things that you
No.
didn't expect to be an issue or a problem or to be troublesome, that turned out to be.
The good thing is I had no expectations.
That is good.
I had done I had done maybe my son and I did a 2 day outing, backpack outing, and then I think a 3 day outing. So 5 days of backpacking.
That's
That's it.
it.
I never done anything like this before. So
Wow.
I had no expectations, except maybe it would change my life for the better, which it did, is very life changing. But other than that, no, I just jumped into it. Unfortunately, it worked out. So for
Can
some
you
people, no.
everybody, everybody talks about how life-changing it is, and I don't know that I'm feeling that part of it. Like I'm like, yeah, I'll be out in the woods for 5 months and not taking showers. Like, what about it? Was it the camaraderie? Was it the adventure? What made it so life-changing?
It's just that being outdoors for 5 months without taking a shower, and then and then
You took some showers, didn't you? Or no shower?
yeah, we stopped once in a while, motel or hostels. We got some in very rarely, but jump in a lake when we
Yeah.
could, to wash off. But other than that, no. But I'd say it was the torture that you go through. It's like you're being tortured. I mean, they kind of
That doesn't
they
sound
kind of
fun.
no, they kind of romanticize it, but it's actually it was, well, I was 64, so it was not easy. I'm not a young person, so it was like basically, yeah, one of the people I hike with, his dad came to in Sierra City to meet with us. We had dinner one night, and he said, "Well, you're going to go back and basically, be tortured again." I remember him saying something like that. And in a way, yeah, some days your pack doesn't quite feel right. You can't adjust it right, or you have a blister or something, a rock in your shoe, or the weather is foul. So there's a lot of times where you have to adjust to things like and to be just to being uncomfortable. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. That's where the life changing part of it is being comfortable with being uncomfortable kind of idea.
So it probably makes
Because
you a more resilient person.
yeah, more more so when you get back to the city, things that go wrong, it's not that such a big deal anymore because you've
Well,
been out
because
there.
it's not life or death, right? I mean, there's times on the trail where it is life or death, like a snow blizzard comes up, or
Yeah, yeah.
you fall, you get hurt, like it could be life or death.
That's why I did this instead of joining the army. Because army people are shooting at you. Here, at least you got a chance. You know.
And
Um,
there's really not
but
that many bears, right? No,
uh,
there's hardly there's a little bit of bears in a couple places, but not like a huge problem like on the CDT.
Yeah, and remember one bear I saw, it was the beginning of hunting season in Washington State. And we came across, this is our second bear we came across, and they were skinning it. They had it up on a pole. Huge bear, and they were skinning it. It was a dead bear.
You-
Another bear I saw was just eating berries. He didn't care if we came or went. It was in Northern California. So there were just two bears I saw.
I'm thinking about, I don't know if it's windy where you are. It's so windy here. Like I can hear the wind howling through this sort of alleyway that I live on. And I'm thinking about being in a tent. And I know that it's not cool when it's real windy and you're in your tent. Did you have any windy evenings in the tent?
Yeah, yeah, actually the third day out, we got my son brought a hammock. Again, we were very inexperienced. I mean, he didn't really have any shelter for it. I don't know what we were thinking. But anyway, yeah, my tent, third day out, we had snow. My tent collapsed actually, and he came into my tent. We slept in a collapsed tent all night, huddled up together because it was snowing and it was
Were
windy.
you in Laguna? Or
Yeah, somewhere around there. And then
yeah.
the next day was, yeah, Mount Laguna. Yeah, yeah, next day was that.
See,
So, and then another time we were,
you make me feel a little bit more confident because I've been planning this since 2020 was when I first started section hiking. And I've hiked up in Washington, I've hiked in Oregon. So
okay,
I feel like I've just really prepared, like mentally prepared. I feel like I've got
yeah,
out the gear. I've done a lot of shakedown hikes. So I actually feel more confident now talking to, like, you guys were like the Cheryl Strayeds of the
yeah,
wild, right?
yeah. We just jumped into it. I mean, I'd been thinking about it for 20 years, but I didn't have the money or the time. So at this point in my life, 64, I basically retired and I had some money saved up. So took my son and we did it. So yeah, but I've been thinking about it ever since I saw this National Geographic magazine article about this lady who crossed the Australia, the east to west, and that
That's a
just
big
perked my
country.
imagination. Yeah, but that just, oh wow, what an adventure! So that then I started once in a while looking into these hiking trails and such, and the PCT was a beautiful one and it was local, so I went with
It
that
really
one.
is. And I think you said that, like, indigenous people, like, I think it's fascinating to be traveling across the country the way people did back in in the olden times,
Yeah,
with on our feet. I
yeah,
just think that's fascinating.
yeah. They were hikers.
Yeah,
They were the original
they were.
hikers.
The Indians had to move like from place to place because they foraged and and they were carrying teepees. I think maybe that's not the proper word for it, but
Yeah,
carrying their
yeah.
babies on those boards, and they had food and all kind. They did not have hiking shoes or backpack like nice backpacks like we have now.
Well, yeah. What's her name? Grandma. What's
Yeah,
the AT?
the
I
AT.
mean, a duffel bag and a Boy Scout pack, or no, a duffel bag and PF flyers.
Yeah, her
Supposedly,
she went
she's
through although I felt like she got a lot of help. Like she slept on a lot of people's porches, but she still gets
okay.
full credit for because that's a hard hike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a hard
I
hike.
would be hard for me at this point too. From what I hear, yeah.
Well, my dream is a Triple Crown, and I may
Oh
not be able to through hike it, but that I would love to Triple Crown.
yeah. There's a dream.
Yeah,
There's a goal, a challenge.
I'm 57, so it's theoretically
Oh, you're
possible.
young. Oh
And
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
have the will. I really like I like to make things happen when I have a dream. So
Well, that's part of it. Yeah, that will, or I don't know how to describe it, but let's see. It's just like you're already there. It just everything is you just face whatever you have to, but it's already there. It's already finished. You're already done with it. Done with the trail. You've done it. I didn't really think this way, but this is kind of the way it was for me. My attitude. It's done. Now it's just a matter of facing each challenge as I go along. You know,
well, and
but it's already
I
done.
think I'm
It's not
gonna
like
do that.
I have to get there. It's not like I have to get there. It's like done, finished.
Well, I think I'm gonna look at it like I'm not gonna look at the 2,650 miles. I'm gonna look at like the next 100, and just
Hmm.
work on that and get that down. And, I feel like that's the way for me to be successful. And whatever that is, I'm gonna be proud of. I mean, when I hiked the first time, I hiked 17 miles like over 3 days, and I was so proud of myself. I'd never hiked that. I've
Sure,
never walked that far in 3 days,
sure.
you know? Yeah, so I was proud
Yeah.
of myself.
Oh, you should be. Yeah, it's like confident builder. I mean, you're doing something um, out of the comfort zone, security zone. That's to be commended. Oops, where
And
am I?
I just love the thought of being like away from civilization. Like I know not all of the PCT is like that, but parts are, and I'm really looking forward to that isolation.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, parts of it you're really out there. It could be 100 miles from anything, or
That's
more.
cool.
In the Sierras. So that part you get a lot of time to think. Funny part of people say that, yeah, you a lot of time, alone time, reflect, consider things. But after a while, you get over that, and then you're just considering the next town stop and next hamburger and shake you're going to be consuming. That's
Yeah,
what's on your mind all the time.
the what's the one in Lake Marina, the ice cream shop in the and burgers that you go to Lake Marina and Lake
Yeah.
Marina. That
Oh,
that
yeah.
was that was so good. Like that, and that was
Yeah,
my like that when I started up from Campo. It took me 3 days to get there, but and it's a hard start because you
it
go
is.
over a couple mountains like right in the first day or two. So it's not there's no like gentle beginning.
In 2014, when we started, there was a guy the fellow that lost his life the first day on
Where?
that trail, somewhere along the trail to
Like to Hauser Creek?
the to Hauser Creek. Yeah, it was hot that day, and he had taken ecstasy before. He had a big party before. He was dehydrated. He didn't bring enough water, so that everything caught up to him.
Yeah, and that's also a tough water carry because if the water's not running, you really have to push to get through there because Hauser
Yeah,
Creek isn't always running either. So,
no, that's a tough. Yeah, I know. Remember, we got there. That's where we camped the first night, and this older gentleman came, and he was so exhausted. People had to help him get his tent set up and his unpack everything. He couldn't even move, and he was so exhausted that first stretch. So yeah, he,
what do you think about there's so many blogs and vlogs like and I honestly don't I like that Dixie person because she's a woman
yeah.
and I like her style, but I don't watch everything. I feel like it's information overload.
I don't watch hardly anything anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't either. I used to watch. I usually pick one or two, three people each year to follow on their vlog or blog, and that's it. This year, I'm not really doing that. I want to talk to Charles again and Jim, but other than that,
Well, you
I'm
better
not
follow
really.
me.
Oh yeah, of course, yes. That yeah, unless there's something special connection I have, yeah, So, but other than that, yeah, there's a lot of information compared to like 20 years ago or
Yeah.
more. A lot more support people have, and GPS now we have. I use hard maps. We didn't have GPS when I did it. I
Yeah.
just used hard copy maps
Well, I
and
wanted
my
to ask
intuition.
you about three things I'm scared of. And one of them is river crossing. The other one is snow snow crossing. And then the other thing is, do I need to learn how to read a map? Like I know there's like you use a little tool, but I don't know how to use it. I have one, but is what do you think? Like, is it worth taking a class to learn how to do the like I know like REI has classes on that, or could I watch YouTube videos or like what is it like when you're attempting to do that out there? How scary
Do you
is
have
it?
GPS? Do you have a GPS
Oh yeah,
app?
I've got a Garmin, and I'll have far
Okay.
out.
Well, I'd say that along with just hikers on the road with you. If you get a hiker community, a tramily, or ask somebody. I used to ask a lot of people questions, what's going on, and they
Yeah,
you do that naturally, what's up ahead, what's behind, what's going on. But yeah, anything you can add to your repertoire is good. But we did it without anything particular because, well, for one thing, our year was low snow year. We
mm,
only had 5 days of rain.
nice.
The first real serious snow was Forester after north of Forester Pass, so we didn't really have any major issues with snow. So we were very fortunate to get through. Very fortunate. I mean, some years,
Because I have my I have never used them, but I have the not the crampons, but the other kind, the micro spikes, and
yeah,
I bought an ice axe, like, just in case
yeah,
I wanted to have it. So, I can have someone send it to me if I like San Jacinto, I think is probably the place where that might come into play. And it seems like, I mean, we're getting some weather, you know?
yeah. We'll have John King teach you how to use the ice axe. He's there in San Jacinto. He's
Oh,
the
and
guy.
he does classes?
Yeah, or you can contact him. I'm sure he'll be able to help you with that. Just a quick lesson. He's the guy there, the contact.
Okay.
He knows the
Yeah.
mountain. He knows the mountain well. But
And what was his name?
John King, King. He's like a Englishman, and
Okay.
he goes up there daily almost. He knows the weather conditions,
And
snow levels.
he'd be like posts about it, right?
Yeah, he has a website,
Yeah.
updated website. He does search and rescue, so he's the
Yeah.
guy for
I
that
think
area.
I've seen his posts. So what about the river crossings? That really scares me.
Very scary.
Well, do you just
Scary.
wait? Because I someone I talked to said it was so bad that they just waited a couple days and
Yeah,
then the water rush, it kind of ran off and it wasn't so bad anymore.
yeah, uh, yeah. Go down, go down river, see if you could find a place. The cross. I'm not sure about the thing where you cross with people holding elbows or whatever. There's techniques you can use. Who does that? I think. Oh, what's his name? Um, yeah, I forget his name. The guy who he lives down south here. I interviewed him. He's also older, but he's been doing this since the Boy Scout era. But he does classes too. I'll get his name.
I'm sure I can find him. And what do you
Yeah,
think
but he's
about Ned Tibbetts?
that's it. That's it.
Oh,
That's
Ned
him.
Tibbetts, yeah, he does the snow, but he does snow stuff. I
But
didn't
he
know he
has
did
the
river.
river crossing
Oh,
too.
does he? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure somewhere he's done that too. So
Okay.
he's a good resource. Like again, previous year it was the raging river. When we were in that 2014, it was a little trickle, so we just jumped over it. Not that there weren't any, major river crossings, but yeah, we either waited or went downriver to see if there's a better place to cross. Sometimes there's logs, to cross over or brush. So we managed. It wasn't easy sometimes, but uh, yeah, again, it depends on the year and how.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah,
never know.
but expect the worst in a way. Expect your
Well,
skills to
plan
match
for the
the
worst,
worst. Yeah,
right? Because that's what if it happens, then you need to be prepared for it.
yeah. Or back off. If you have to, back off and wait. Don't get yourself into trouble there.
I think that's something to think about too, is if something's like really dangerous, like don't push it just because you think you got to and then risk your life because people die, and it's not worth losing your life.
Yeah, the other two deaths our year 2014 that I know of were two Asian Japanese girls that got caught in a flash flood and they
Mm,
they drowned. So
mm.
as far as I know, there's three deaths in my year. So yeah, it happens. So you gotta be prepared even for that.
Well, I think that's
So
the thing is, you want to enjoy yourself, but you can't take it for granted. I mean, it's tough terrain and weather conditions can change quickly and, you can really like I think San Jacinto kind of scares me just because I've heard so many stories about it.
yeah, I mean, for us, there's no snow, but coming down, it was the hottest. It was 102 degrees coming
Ah,
down. It was like windy. We saw the road down there, 10 or something, but it was a long, hot, dry stretch, and then was it Grumpy Bear or something? They were down there. That's where we stayed the night.
mm-hmm.
But that was the hotter than the desert. It was 102 coming down from Jacinto. Yeah.
Wow. And you wouldn't expect that, you know?
No, no. I'm gonna move my computer. I gotta get my charge here. So it's
Okay.
still on here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's that attitude. That attitude. You got to be alert all the time. We're in the city. Take it easy and relax, but being alert all the time almost. That's that's where you get your life changing kind of
Moments.
experiences because you're in a situation more or less.
So what was the best and worst thing you remember eating on the trail?
Best thing was coming into um wi- long stretch down into it's the lowest point on the trail. It's where they have raves and stuff.
They have what?
They
Cave?
have raves. They have raves. I forget the name of the town. They have
Oh.
raves like parties and stuff. Like
Oh.
yeah, they just finished one of those parties when we came into town. Starts with a B, I think, and then it's one of the biggest climbs out. It's like climbing out of the Grand Canyon when you climb out of it. It's right down in the valley. It's the lowest point on the trail.
Hmm.
Forget the name, but they was so thirsty. I had a. We stopped at a restaurant and the Dr. Pepper, ice cold Dr. Pepper. I remember having it was free refills, so I had like five of them, and they were looking at me. That was the best like moment of refreshment I had. I remember, you know, liquid wise, food, and then the water too. You get kind of get tired of water, so I had all these powdered stuff I could put in,
Yeah.
which isn't great for you. It broke the monotony because you get kind of tired of that. You can. So food wise, I don't remember anything particular food wise. There's a great buffet up there in um, um, these names. I lose the names. Where that big hotel is, where they filmed Psycho or The Shining, there
Yeah.
in
Yeah. So like what up in Oregon maybe or
yeah, Oregon
Washington?
um, maybe Washington. Yeah, that was a great buffet there. But food wise, I just had like tortillas, peanut butter, tuna fish, like trail food, granola, that kind of thing. Just simple. I didn't even have a stove. I bring a
Really?
stove. Yeah, because some of those nights are so cold, you want to break the chill, with a little fire. So
Well,
yeah, ate very.
I'm gonna have to cut us a little bit short because someone's at my front door. Um, but thank you for sharing some of your wisdom with me. I always enjoy talking to you, and
Okay.
glad I was able to
When do you
diversify a
start?
little bit.
When do you start?
Pardon me?
Yeah, when do you start?
I think my start is May 9th, but I'm gonna leave a little bit later because I have Rolling Stone tickets in Las Vegas on the 11th.
Okay, May 9th. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks, Val.
Okay.
I'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.